Hey everyone, this is Danny with Stuff I Kind of Care About, and today I'm in the studio with my brother Kenny. Say hey to the people, Kenny.
Hey guys.
So Kenny owns and operates Archer Avenue Studios in Columbia, South Carolina. You want to tell everybody a little bit about what you do?
Sure, yeah. So I have a studio here in Columbia. I've been doing this for probably, 18 to 20 years at this point. And I record, mostly I'm working with songwriters or bands or artists and helping produce and record their records and then mix the finished product as well. So this is my full-time gig. It's been full-time probably for the past 10 or 12 years, I guess. And yeah, I'm just super honored and fortunate to get to work with lots of different very talented people from around the region, not just from Columbia or South Carolina, but really a little bit bigger than that.
Heck yeah, man. It's awesome. So Kenny, for Christmas, came out of nowhere and was like, hey, do you want some music for your YouTube channel? And I know all of you probably want music behind my videos because these time lapses are getting old without it. So today we're just going to be messing around in the studio a little bit and trying to get some music together. He's got a band, and so he's graciously offered to give me some of the instrumental stuff from some of their songs that they've recorded, and let me use some of that stuff, and then we're going to see what else happens. My voice is this way because I'm an idiot and I was yelling at a concert a lot last night. So, yeah, good luck listening to me. It's going to be fun. So, what are we starting with?
I think like exactly what you said. I think it'd be cool to go through a few of the stuff from Real Work, which is my band, and I have all the instrumental versions of that. And I think if there's any little parts that you like, I could edit those together and loop them and make them longer if you want. So then you could use them however you want for your videos. And if we get 1 to 2 or 3 things like that you like, that you feel like fit the vibe or intensity of what you were thinking, I think that would be awesome. And then maybe we mess around with coming up with some brand new stuff too, whether that's a little bit more ambient or experimental or really whatever we don't cover with the Real Work stuff. I think if there's a hole, we could kind of fill it by actually writing and composing some music.
If by we writing and composing you mean you, then yes.
I do. I guess. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, so let's listen to, I'll just let you hear a little bit. Danny had mentioned to me some of the types of music he was looking for, pretty loosely. I mean, I think you just were kind of spitballing and throwing out some ideas. But that made me think of a couple, maybe even sections of our music that I was like, well, that could work. Like maybe I'll loop that, or maybe I'll cut the chorus out or something like that. So this was just my first thought, maybe the verses of this song. And again, like I said, if there's a part you like, we could loop that part or do whatever. So that's the chorus. May not be as usable, especially because in this particular song, it's like one chord just kind of like blasted over.
So basically, up right to that chorus is solid gold.
You think that would work?
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Okay, so you think that one is another?
I think both of those are awesome. So here's a thought.
Yeah.
Why don't we just use Real Work music and literally just have the music
by Real Work.
That'd
be cool.
And then a link to you guys.
Yeah. If you think that there's enough here to like cover what you were looking for.
Absolutely.
And I haven't even gotten to our newer record, which I think there's some stuff on there.
Right. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, I feel like we kind of just did our full day of work in 20 minutes.
I mean, that's great if you feel that way. I just want to make sure you feel
really
like
excited about being able to use this stuff. Do
you ever want anything that's just super ambient and like pads and a piano, or like is that kind of just cheesy and not something that
I'd be down to have it.
Because I could quickly compose something like that isn't in the Real
Why don't we just
repertoire.
Do it?
You know what I mean?
Right. Like, why don't we just do it and have fun with it?
So what I'll do is I'll give you both those records. I have all the instrumental versions, and they're mastered, so it's like it's like top quality. You know, as good quality as anything. And then what if we just spend the next 30 minutes or an hour just composing some ambient stuff that could be like a cool...
Why not?
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do, I think for this, is I'm just going to pull one of my like MIDI controllers over here.
Yeah.
And just kind of start with some pads. And I was thinking about like an ambient piano melody line with some delay and just something that feels different than that stuff, just in case you want something.
No, I absolutely love it.
Oh, this is too dark.
No. I was just thinking about the fact that I still, like, I'm cognitively completely aware that that's a MIDI controller, but as soon as I hear that click track, I shut up.
Oh, yeah.
It's not fair how quickly he does this. This is just wizardry. That piano lead. So what they're doing right now is they're basically running double time on it. Can you get them punching triplets in there instead of? How do you feel about that?
Sounds awesome.
I think it sounds really good. It's also adding a percussive element to the song without adding like more percussion things. Once it hit those triplets, I got a lot more interested in what was going on.
Great call.
I did something right.
Oh, yeah.
I was useful. Beat-wise, what about going almost more into the realm of timpani?
I'm into it. Even if it's subtle, it's cool.
It's really subtle, but it's giving you this like deep-hearted like thrill to it. No, I'm down. And that timpani sounds weirdly good,
awesome.
dude.
Yeah, good call again.
I did 2 things right. Count them, 2. That's 1 more than I usually do right in a day.
And maybe even it comes in a little later. Right now I've got like everything coming in with that melody line, and I feel like it should grow slower. So what if we let the melody line come in? Oh, I got another good idea, I think. Like maybe the piano doesn't come in until right there.
I'm fine with it. Now this is very much coming together.
I have so many just samples and stuff I've done over the years, so I've got some good cymbal swells that we can.
That's phenomenal.
That are real, you know what I mean?
Right.
That I actually recorded.
That's perfect right there for the beat.
So I was thinking really low, bringing that just like a steady 808.
I have completely lost sight of using this in the video, and I'm just letting the music be what it needs to be.
I just feel like the horns make it like...
They make it a little bit too blaring.
Yeah, that's how I feel, for like the background of a video.
But they're so good in there.
Let's go back and try the violin.
Yeah, let's try the violin.
It may not, maybe even that's too much. Maybe it just needs to kind of float along, but...
Every other piece of this, I'm very happy.
Me too.
That's the one that I'm questioning.
Me too.
I think that's a lot more of what we were thinking about.
I think so too. I think it just enforces the melody without like...
Overpowering.
Yeah.
I think that it's amazing, and it's beautiful, and it is so epic. Like, so epic that I'm excited about it. I will absolutely be able to use this.
Good. I'm kind of content with it, unless you want to add something else.
I'm really happy with it.
It's subtle, but I like that.
This is what happens when you work with a professional.
Check out this plugin I got recently. It's an EQ, but it also like has a real-time analyzer, so you can see where the frequencies are.
Oh.
And then each one of these can actually be a compressor too. Each one individually.
Each point?
Mm-hmm. So this was like, I could hear when I soloed that sound that there was a lot of low-end stuff.
Right.
I don't know if you can hear it.
Yeah, I can. It's a lot of low-end, like, wash in the background. Yeah.
So that's just completely unnecessary for what we're doing. This is more like a lead sound, so I wanted to get rid of some of that to clear up the bottom end of our mix.
I like
That's
it.
nice.
I like that. I really like that. He said confidently, hearing little to no difference.
No, it's better. Anything else you want changed?
No, it's awesome.
Awesome. Well, then let me print that. Oh, let me do some mastering on it real quick.
Mastering is an industry term that gets thrown around a lot. Would you care to describe to the people at home exactly what, in like simple idiot's language, mastering is doing?
Yeah, I can try. So I wish if you could see my screen, it'd be easier. But my screen, each of those instruments you heard us kind of put together is a different track. So I can change the volume of each of those things and put effects on each of those individual things. So we have 2 piano tracks. We've got that lead kind of sonar sounding thing. We've got that synth pad that starts the song. Sub bass, roll sample, kick drum, 808 great sound,
Timpani.
cellos, violins. Anyway, so we've got probably 10 to 20 tracks. So mixing is what happens at the end, and I just did it very quickly because I was kind of doing it as we went. But that's taking all those files and turning them into a finished product where it sounds like a song, right? So the levels are balanced. At that point, normally you send it to a mastering engineer. So I don't really do much mastering. For something like this, I would definitely do it. But as far as like if a client came to me and wanted me to master their record,
Right.
I would say, no, that's just not something I prefer doing. The guy that I use in the studio I love using is called Studio B Mastering in Charlotte. They're fantastic. And the guy, Dave, there masters dozens of records for me a year. But to answer your question, the short version is I've taken all those tracks and made them sound a certain way. Then the mastering engineer just takes that left and right file, so he doesn't have individual controls of the cello and the timpani, and he's making it sound better. That kind of thing where he's taking all the levels of for a record, it's 6 songs, 5 songs, 10 songs, whatever, and making sure each song is the same volume. He's also setting the space in between the songs, embedding the files with the artist name. But then the actual sonic stuff he does is he takes equalizers and compressors, and he's got a desk just like this filled with just mastering gear. Most mastering engineers, that's what they do for a living. That's all they do. So for this song, there's not a lot going on. There's not even a full drum kit or anything. So I'm not going to be doing a lot in the mastering, but what I will be doing is taking the levels up to a volume that you're like used to using for your videos and stuff like that. Whereas opposed to the unmastered version, if I did 0 mastering, it'd actually be pretty quiet. You put it in your car stereo, you'd have to really, really crank it.
Cool.
But the mastering I will do will be kind of a compression and limiting on it to bring the whole volume up and also make sure it doesn't peak or distort or anything like that.
Awesome. That was a really good explanation.
Thanks.
I don't know why you sold yourself short. You should
It's
teach this stuff.
still just hard to like. I don't know. I can tell clients that and they sort of get it. Yeah. So mastering's always the last thing that happens on a record. It's the end thing as far as the audio is concerned.
Sweet.
What do you want to call it?
I have no clue what we're calling this.
How about song I kind of care about? Is that like dad joke territory?
Just do it before I change my mind. So, that was 2 hours, and we just accomplished that song. Thank you so much for watching. If you're enjoying things, like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. If you are in the United States of America and feel like recording in South Carolina, you should check out Archer Avenue Studios. There'll be links to Kenny's stuff down in the description. Other than that,
That's it. Thanks for having me. That was
dude,
fun.
thanks. It was a blast. I'm checking out. I'm going to go hang out with my nephews. Later.
Later.